look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother.
Welcome back, welcome mother back to another episode of the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. We appreciate y'all for coming back and joining us for another week of this here informal honest day. Four brothers from the middle neighborhood of Gary, Indiana, coming to you to talk about this thing called life. And no matter where it goes, we're going to always be, as best as we can, forthright, vulnerable,
honest.
My
bad. I thought you wanted us to drop it.
I thought about it. I was really contemplating. And normally it's four brothers, but today we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, also from the middle neighborhood of Gary, Russell, longtime classmate, even longer time friend, fellow dance major.
Yep.
Used to call him Twinkle Toes because the rest of his ankle couldn't point.
Dang.
Long time hooper. He'll never tell you that but he also brags about it, but he'll also never tell you that he has a college ring championship because he was on the practice squad for the girls basketball team.
The Lady Boilermakers.
Hey, a ring is a ring, baby.
Hey.
Ring is a ring. Russell motherfucking Thompson. How you doing, sir?
What's happening, y'all? What's up? Hey, right, there you go. Glad to be here with you fellas. Feel blessed. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming on the pod. And in general, fellas, how y'all doing? How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Not too bad.
Good week. Yeah. Sun's out.
Yeah.
I've been all right, man. But I've been, your boy's been challenged. Not that I'm not always challenged, in particular with this job, but this job is a good reminder to let go of this idea of control, you know? So your boy's been challenged, but in a good way. I just wanted to keep it all the way 100, you know?
Yeah, always, man. Always. You know, we got the space for it too. Appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
It was a decent week for me. I made an impromptu trip over to Ohio to go see my brother and some dance family I got out there. So it was nice to get some love.
Fellowship.
Love and fellowship. I went to his me and his wife coordinated a little surprise situation where I bought him lunch and then surprised him at his job. I almost didn't get in. The black lady security guard, when I showed up with the food, she was like, "You can drop it off right there." I was like, "I'm not. This ain't delivery. This."
There's love that comes with this package. Okay.
I was like, I'm coming to bring this to my brother. It's his lunch. And she's like, "You can't just walk around here." I was like, "Ma'am, do you talk to everybody like this?" Because
probably.
I hope so, because you treating me like a whole ass nigga.
Got that DoorDash look. That's what she
was. She calls him. She's like, "Hello, Jamal. Your brother is here." I was like, "Why you saying like I
Nice brother.
She might as well say some nigga in here claiming to be your brother. Yeah. Because
a big giant question mark at the end of that.
Hey, but did she let you go up, or did he have to come and get you?
He had to come get me.
Damn.
And then she's like, "All right, well, you got to sign in, and there's name tags." I was like, "It's a basket of name tags, and I could have just done that. There was no reason to put me through this trial."
Exactly. There's always a visitor pass or something, a visitor's form. Just ask me to sign it.
Literally, a whole little container store full of basket full of visitors passes. You could have just gave me that. I could have just walked up in here with this bag of fried chicken and went niggardly about my way.
Yo, I wouldn't funny the other day, man. I witnessed something funny about, what was that, 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
I was at Target in a line super long for some reason, but
the person in front of me had a little dog. It was like a pompadour. Is that what you call it?
I have no idea. I'm not good with dog breeds.
Me
I
either,
think-
but
I
I think
think
it sounds
it's-
small.
I think
Yeah.
that sounds familiar though. Yeah.
But anyway, everybody walking past the dog, but every time a black person walked by, the dog barked. And I was just thinking like it was literally that. I'm not making this up. Like a bunch of people walking by, but every time a black person walked by, the dog would bark. So I was wondering, like, is it the
And it-
owner that's teaching them this,
Usually.
or is just like learn from how their vibe changes when a black person comes around?
It could be either.
The dog is inherently
I'm just-
racist.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Did the first
It's a
person
racist
in the
dog.
hoodie get bit? Did the person in the hoodie get bit? That's my question. No. Okay. Apparently not. Apparently not.
Did a person in a hoodie get-
I took that one too far. Apparently. Never mind.
Was it a
That went too
mean
far.
bark like I'm about to attack you, or was it like a hey, what's up? I see you type of bark? That recognition.
You
It
couldn't
could
really
be like, you know what I
tell.
mean? You know.
I don't know why that's funnier. Just like dog being like, oh,
Like, what's
nigga,
up?
what's
Yeah.
rough, motherfucker, rough.
Actually reaching out to get that fist bump. That's hilarious.
I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but like at the third time, I was like looking around at the line, like y'all see what's going on?
Man, this now sounds like a skit on somebody's show. I don't know, Dave Chappelle's, Key and Peele, somebody's show, but that needs to be a skit now. But what's funny though, I've actually always thought, like, what if people are doing that with their dogs? Like, I mean, it'd be probably really easy to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's very easy to visually train
Dogs-
them, you know.
You pick up on your vibes, like how you know your mannerisms and how you
Yeah.
react to people.
That's true.
Mhm.
Make sure all the chew toys are dark colored and dark stitching.
Oh, wait. I know you all have seen the turtle attacking the black shoe.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Familiar. Is it older?
I never seen that.
If I find it, I'll send it to you. It's a turtle that it bypasses these white shoes and then it sees the black shoe and it just starts ramming into that black shoe.
We doing scientific
Actually sounds
experiments with turtles.
Apparently,
Oh,
there's an
man.
actual reason behind it, but it still looks bad. It's like, yo, what?
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
how
man, it's
racist
funny.
y'all
About the ways like
are.
turtles receive light or something like that in their eyes, something like that.
I ain't even read it. I'm just like, yo, I'm not going off.
I'm not going down that road.
Rabbit hole out, give me
That's all I need to see. Fuck turtles, son.
That's what we trying to tell you. You got to open your third eye, son. 'Cause it's
Nah.
big turtle out
turtle.
here trying to kill the Asiatic black man.
It's fun. It is always funny though, man. I've had several situations just in general when I'm out and about with friends, and like I meet one of their friends and they happen to have a child or a pet or whatever, like a dog or something. And the first thing they say, and I'm not saying it's race every time or whatever, but it's just I always think that it's funny like the disclaimer. They always look and say, "Oh, well, he or she does that to everybody. It's not. I promise, it's not just you. He just does it to everybody." And I'm like, it's just a funny thing. Like, no, that the disclaimer comes with so much gusto. It's like, let me reassure you. Let me reassure you. It's like it's cool, man. It's all good, but it is funny, man.
Right. Have y'all had any like negative interactions with animals in your life? You know, like typical dog chase or
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Actually,
you
this
forgot.
is perfect. This is perfect that we got Russell on this joint right now because I wonder if the homie remembers. Russell and I used to ride our bikes to the Dairy Queen in Lake Station, and you like along the highway and shit. You know what I'm saying? We crossed that
Ignorant
shit.
stuff.
cross
Yes.
that bridge. Yeah.
The moment I knew that, okay, my aunt has got to be crossing that guard gate at work now. There ain't no way she gonna come back now. Like forgot something. Whatever. If she left her house keys or some shit, whatever she left at the crib, is here. I can dip. I met up at his house and we dipped out. And just about every time we got chased by a dog. Same dog, same house. Yo, it was
At
crazy,
the end
man.
of the corner.
At the end of the fucking corner. Yo,
Yeah,
it made that box of dilly bars worth it for your boy. For sure. I ate the whole
forgot
fucking
about
box.
that, dog.
Box
I do
of dilly
remember
bars. I want
Remember
to
that?
be very
Yes. It's
it
7.
made that dilly bar.
Yeah.
The
It was like
box
6 or
of
7 in a I ate
Yo.
an entire box every time.
It's crazy because I would make that trip and I don't care for ice cream at all. Like I drink a milkshake in a heartbeat, but I will pass on ice cream 9 out of 10 times.
It was just my man just like the journey. He just
dog-
appreciated the adventures.
All about the journey, man.
It was that good exercise. That dog used to chase me when I would run. Like I don't know if you all knew this, but like, I did cross country in 9th grade and I would map my distance from my house around the beach or around work and back. And when I got really strong, I used to kind of slow up and wait for that dog to start chasing me and get out the gate and I turn on the burners. Like I used that to help with my physical fitness. I mean, it didn't matter. I think the dog is dead now because I ain't seen it in some years, but every time, it didn't matter what was going
Rest in
on.
peace.
Forget that dog. I got no sympathy. You chase me for what? You're not trying to say hello at this point. You really want something.
Trying to make you better, man.
Yeah.
Trying to make
yeah. You're trying to chase you so you can chase your dreams better.
Exactly. Dog and Mike Tyson punch out, man, in the intro.
yeah, bruh. Yeah, but that was hilarious, man.
I don't know if you all remember, if you all, because it's been a while and they faded, but like I was attacked by a family dog. I got a scar under my right eye and then on my left cheek.
Oh,
I
shit.
remember now that you bring it up. I do remember this.
Yeah.
I remember you having a scar, but I don't remember knowing what it was from.
That was in kindergarten when it happened. But
Oh,
the scar was not an attack. Like, you know how pets will like put their paw on you, just resting on you. So I'm playing with the dog, and because you're so small as a 5-year-old, he was an actual puppy, but I'm thinking he's grown in my mind. But he just put his paw out and brought it down, and because his claws are not trimmed, they just cut right through my face.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the bite, though, I remember that. I remember the blood. I remember the stitches. I remember all of that. But the best part was being able to stay home from school the next day and watch The Fox and the Hound. It was my favorite movie at the time. I got to watch that.
Interesting choice.
That was like triggering for you.
Say that again.
That was like triggering for you.
It was not,
I guess you just got your hands up by the dog.
But like I said, the scratch was not malicious. The bite was like the bite. He tried to attack me, and it's such a tiny scar, it's almost invisible. But that bite was like, "Oh, you tripping? Like you are a mean little dog." And they got rid of him after that. It's crazy because like apparently, I've heard stories like this dog was mean to everybody outside the family. You come in the house, he's watching you and growling at you. But that was my homie, even though he bit me and scratched me. Like I used to ride him around the house. That was my homie.
He got tired of you right now?
I guess so. Right? Like, I'm done with it.
Too big, Nick.
Like, you getting too big.
I know.
All that to say, I don't mess with animals. Like, I don't know if you remember, Aaron, your cats. I ain't play with them like that.
I do remember that.
Just a hello and goodbye. And that's it.
Hello, goodbye, and stay the fuck away from me.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do remember that, man. Yo, I definitely could have been nicer to those cats as well. I could have made their experience living in our supposed to be safe, a more pleasant one. I definitely could.
Adam, Marcus, y'all got any animal stories?
I've been chased. I've been chased a bunch of times on the bike, but that wasn't nothing serious. But one time, in particular, I was at my house and running after one of my family members leaving, like my auntie or something, trying to give her something back. And I had some slides on. And I remember this dog across the street, big old like pit, a white pit. They used to always have them loose, but didn't never had no problems with it. But when I tried to chase my auntie in the like, Kendrick Lamar van, I was catching up.
My brother.
I was like chasing it, But then as I saw the dog come, like this huge ass dog, I was running like seriously. And, like, I was running so fast, like in the slide. And I had some type of grip on them with my toes that they weren't coming off. Like, eventually just stopped. Like, one of us was going to get tired, and it wasn't going to be me. So, but my auntie was way gone down the street, but I was still running. Like she didn't see me at all. But it didn't catch me. It may have lost interest or something like that. So I'm glad about that. But I've never been like bit. Like, I mean, I've been bit, but not like maliciously, I guess is the word.
No, I don't have any. No, I can't say I've ever been attacked or chased. I don't know if this fits the story, but it's kind of a gross story. I was like in high school, cutting the grass, and just minding my business, cutting the grass like you do, and all I heard was like a clunk, and then I saw a headless rabbit run out from under the lawnmower and started jumping up and down, and that was traumatizing. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then the rest of the family came running out too, and they just kept running, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, damn, they saw it from afar, or they heard it.
Well, I mean, they probably didn't hear anything because there was a lawnmower running. But I mean, they probably don't know what was going on. I'm assuming they didn't process. They just, but no, yeah. All I heard was like a clunk.
That's what I thought they heard and made them run out like the clunk. Like, oh, shit.
Well, I think they all were running. They were all leaving the home, I guess. They just happened to be leaving as the lawnmower was going over it. And I didn't even know there was a rabbit hole there to begin with.
Right.
So it wasn't even like I could look out for it. It just, because it was so kind of camouflaged in with the grass. Obviously, it freaked me out. I'm just cutting the grass, and all I see is like I said, a headless rabbit run out from under the lawnmower. It's kind of traumatizing, but. And then it kept running though. It was jumping up and down for a good 5 or 6 seconds before it actually. Yeah.
I definitely clunked the frog or two. The grass.
Yeah.
Not meaning to, but
yeah.
You said a frog?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I've done that too.
I remember. I wonder if I said this before, but it was a couple of times like similar situations happened. But one time in particular. It was one of those torrential rains that we would have had in Miller. And we were coming back from like dinner or specifically Miller. I don't know what. Like
it's a whole
didn't touch the rest of Lake County.
But this is funny. Fuck it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that east side rain, But we're coming back from like dinner, a movie or something like that. And a lot of frogs are out. You know what I'm saying? Like after rains, bruh.
Yep.
It was hundreds of frogs in the driveway, and we had to pull the van in. There was nowhere else to go. So my aunt's driving, and we're like, yo, I'm getting out trying to like scoot them and shit, and they're just not moving. So she had to drive over hundreds of fucking frogs to get into the carport, man. It was crazy. What are we gonna do? Just leave the van in the street? But they're in the street too. I mean, they were everywhere, bro. Crazy. Never seen nothing like that before.
Dang, Frogger versus the
yeah. I'm like, I guess the soil was, I'm like, why were they out that much? I know like a lot of worms and shit come out after it rains, especially in good soil, but.
I don't know why it reminds me of this, but when some homies from South Africa were here visiting, I was asking for them to teach me like a sentence that had a bunch of clicks in it.
Flex.
And
that's a networking flex. No, I'm just playing.
They were here. I wasn't there, but
Josh knows a lot of people.
It's relevant to the story, goddamn it. I wish I could remember the actual like sentence, but I just remember like it was like it it was like 14 words that had like every single kind of click in it, and the whole sentence was "the frogs are coming over the hill, run away" or something like that. And I was like, "Wait, do y'all have that many frogs? That's a sentiment?" I looked over at homegirl, name was Jabu. I was like, she had a look of terror on her face, like she had been attacked by frogs as a child. I was like, "Wait, you have to fear frogs?" She was like, like so.
No, them frogs are huge though.
No doubt, yeah, bullfrogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the other one was this isn't necessarily like a bad animal story. I don't think I have like too many bad animal things. Like I've had dogs snapping me and shit like that, and have very bad memories with sugar gliders. Just because them little
the
bitches,
squirrels or chipmunks or whatever.
yeah, the flying squirrels.
Yeah.
Them bitches stank.
What did you call them?
Sugar gliders.
Okay, that's dope.
Oh,
He's like, that's acceptable. I'll accept that as an answer.
Sugar glider.
But one of the times I was out in the mountains, I might have told the story on the podcast before. I got a person I thought was my friend tricked me into helping her get some meth. And then
I thought was my friend. That's a good point.
I remember you telling us.
She took me to this motel that her alleged friend was at, and she had the two biggest not pit bulls, like bulldogs, pit bulls. I don't know. These motherfuckers were bouncers. These niggas weighed at least 120 pounds each. Like you ever seen those pictures of like those like yoked out kangaroos?
Yeah. Those
It
mean
looked like that, but like dog form. And it literally looked like you know how all the 90s movies, the bully characters, it would always be like either one skinny, one fat, or one white, one black.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that. It was like one like white dog and one brown dog. And they both looked at me when I walked in, like they was laid up in the bed like baby daddies. And that day I thought, you know, clearly they're about to whoop my ass if I walk into their fucking meth house. But surprisingly, they were chill.
That's good.
Eric.
I guess they had enough orders that they weren't, you know, it wasn't such a surprise that someone was coming over. You know? They had enough. They had a big enough purchase history, I guess. I
don't think they see too many of me though. But
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But speaking of these travels, AJ, you threw this in the chat. If money was no object, was not a hindrance in any way. If it was if you didn't have to worry about finances, would you consider retiring overseas, and where?
I mean, fucking absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
The answer is yes.
But for me, it would be in two places.
Okay, let's have the guests go first so we can get past the yes or no part of the question.
I didn't mean to step on no toes. I mean, I would definitely.
First dibs.
Who's got winners? Who's going next?
Yeah, Russell got now. It don't matter who got that.
Behind you, man. Let me pick a spot.
I would. I've actually thought about it. I'm not big on traveling, but just for the reality of the fact that you need a decent amount of money just to not even live comfortably, but to survive. And as we get older, the cost of living goes up. You know, we're not necessarily making millions of dollars. So when it's so cheap to live somewhere else, it's almost like, yo, why not? And then it could potentially be better. Not every place is better than the States, but you know, I mean, we deal with a lot of stuff that is not even a thought overseas.
Right.
True.
I don't know for sure where I would go. There's a lot of places I want to visit, but as far as settling down, I don't know. I think I would prefer to travel for a while, you know, a few months here and there, and then, maybe find some place more permanent. Okay. It's a big world out there. You can see it behind me. a lot to see.
Yeah. I got a question really quick for Russell.
Yeah.
Have you been overseas?
I've not. The only place I've been to out of the country, I don't even count it. I've been to Canada a few times, but
Gotcha.
Why don't you count it?
Because it's right there. It's like, we go from here to Chicago. It's out of the country, yeah.
It's a different culture for sure.
Yeah.
It's different.
And I can't say that I've not been there as a full-grown adult. Last time I was there, I was 20. But I ain't been out on my own for the purpose of just visiting. It's always been a reason. So that's partially it. And then, like I said, yes, it's another country, but it's kind of like when you are living in Illinois and you come to Indiana for college, but you still got to pay out-of-state tuition. You're like, yo, I'm right here. Why? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that to me.
I feel that. I was gonna ask you, dog, because you said you're not necessarily that into traveling. A lot of that is money, but what would get you traveling somewhere? Would it be like a particular wonder of the world, or like food that you heard of that you definitely like that? A young lady?
Young lady.
So I think a big chunk of it actually isn't money. The money's gonna come. You got to live one way or another. So, we all gonna find a way to make some money somehow. But to me, traveling can be a hassle. I'd much rather fly than drive somewhere. But even just the 3 hours you got to be at the airport early to get through everything is irritating. Okay, it ain't exactly 3 hours, but you got to be there early.
Sometimes it is shit. Sometimes it's good to be there 3 hours.
Depends on where I'm going.
Internationally, I'm getting there 3 hours.
Yeah,
plus.
international is different.
So for me, that's a hassle. And then I'm not much of a planner. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I am the kind of person that, although I would like to do stuff, I'm not gonna be too mad at myself if I go somewhere and I sleep most of the time. I'm a busy person. Like, I like my rest. So I get there, jet lag, we'll take a nap. Oh, it's 3 a.m. Can't do nothing now. Let me go back to sleep. Oh, 2 p.m. I guess the day is gone. Next day it's time to go.
You seem like you would be a cruise person.
Yeah.
Like, because everything.
I want to go on one. That's
because cruises are. I like cruises because of the simplicity of it. Like, you can literally do nothing. Just literally. I mean, not do nothing, but you can just pay your money and just be on the boat and just do the free stuff, or you can pay for the excursions and do all that stuff. Like, I personally, I've done the excursion stuff, but I sincerely enjoy just the nothingness of my phone not ringing. Like, I don't have to worry about like where we're gonna eat, because there's only so many. It's just we're gonna eat on the boat. We already know that, so we don't have to worry about driving nowhere. But I do like the simplicity of it. What's up?
Which floor is the question?
Oh yeah. But it's like I do like that, and it's like, and you just drink all day, and it's just judge free. You just do. It's laziness, and it's allowed. So.
And Russell is and you're a teacher, bro. So you plan quite a bit. So like my girl is very good at planning, and like her job involves a lot of planning. So like whenever she clocks out, she's like, yo, I'm encouraged always to like, be the one to take the ropes and plan dinner or whatever, because it's the last thing she wants to do is more of that shit. So totally understandable, man.
I love how Russell didn't believe you when you said you're a teacher, so you be planning.
Yeah, he laughed. Like, I just fucking told you I'm not good at planning. I just fucking told y'all.
I thought immediately like, yo, I'm glad I got you full. But then I thought about it, like, I actually do plan. And actually, what's kind of funny is I was sitting, don't judge me. I was sitting here with my paper and my pencil about to do some calculus before we was getting started. Because I'm thinking about tomorrow's lesson. I teach calculus.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Why?
we got the AP exam coming up too. So actually in a month we have our AP exam, and I got to get them ready.
Yeah, man.
Word.
I just usually when I hear folks say like talk about planning like that, and like they just enjoy it, like their job involves a lot of planning.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to not work when you're out of work.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like planning is possibly one of my favorite parts about traveling. I just
Really?
I just like the research and figuring out where to go, where not to go. Just I don't know. It's because I don't know. I just get really involved in it, I guess, and it just becomes just as fun as the actual. Because I plan like all the places I've gone. I've planned all that up to like.
Okay, let me ask you then, Adam. And when you've traveled with your lady, is it you doing most of the planning, or you guys kind of, both plan which places that you want to go versus what she wants to see, or do you do most of it?
I definitely plan it. And when I say plan, I don't mean I choose everything, but I'm saying that I like we'll figure out like I'll figure out like a main idea, and then we'll come together with the details, like stuff like that.
I'm saying that it's usually that way. One person is more of that versus
Yeah, and what I've realized in relationships, I don't really know why, but it seems like women typically plan the vacations, I guess you could say. It's just what I've seen in Hollywood, and
that's often a narrative that the guy is like, she planned it, I just came along, she knows what I like, and all of that kind of stuff. But
yeah, I noticed that.
I don't know. I haven't been on that many like trips with partners. Probably the last like trip with a partner I took though. Yeah, we knew there was an event happening there, and so there didn't need to be that much planning outside of that.
Oh yeah, that was the main. Yeah.
That
makes sense.
And we were meeting up with a friend of hers that was living there, so it was like, oh, okay, cool. So we got someone who's local. They gonna know events outside of those events, so we're kind of like taken care of.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a resort situation, which I've never been to a resort. I've never been on a cruise, so I don't necessarily know how I would be or fare in those environments. I like doing not touristy things.
Yeah.
I want to find someone local. I want to find out where that party at. What's the good like getaway joint? Who's gonna be playing good? Who's gonna be playing different kinds of music? Where's the place people are actually gonna dance? Shit like that. If we're gonna do historical stuff, that's fine. I can devote time and energy and brain space to that. But I'm not a big tourist person.
Yeah, and as long as it's nothing in nature, right?
No, I'll be doing nature shit. I just don't care after like 5 seconds.
Yeah. So
sightseeing.
So we're enjoying a sunset, sunrise, and a sky full of stars. Why?
No, it was. I'll give you an example. That trip, Thailand. She didn't want to do any of like the what's the thing on the
zip liner?
Zip liner. She didn't want to do the zip lining or the four-wheeling and all that shit. So I was like, cool, I'll do that by myself. Went on the four-wheeler on the brake. I turned my head. It's between two elephant reserves. Like we had to stop what we were doing for a second, so like a group of elephants could get by. Then we stop at a river, and it's like a bunch of elephants on the other side. Turn my head. The mountainside legitimately looks like an elephant head. Like that Asian elephant looks like their head, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is fucking beautiful." All right, cool. What we about to go do? Like it was like that. Like I can acknowledge the beauty of it. I'm just not gonna like be enamored with it for like more than a few seconds.
Like,
cool. It was observed.
Yeah, for me, like, I like a mixture. I like to get a little bit of everything. I like to we always do like we'll do some city stuff, or like we're in like whatever the city is. So like Bangkok, and you mentioned Thailand, and we'll go into the outdoor stuff. We'll do the mountain stuff and the hikes, and then we'll do the party scene, and we'll do a little bit of everything, the beach. So that way we're not like overly saturated with one thing. Because I like doing tourist things. I'm not gonna do an entire vacation of tourist, of tourist.
I can align with that.
Yeah,
but I like walking around. I guess I don't know if I like it, but I always end up walking around. But I do one thing I do like about just like walking around and exploring for myself is like checking out the architecture of wherever it is. Like that's one thing that I always like devote a lot of, I don't want to say, just energy to.
Yeah.
Like appreciating that.
Yeah, we do that a lot too.
Fame, yeah.
Similar to what Adam does, like I'm trying to get a little taste of everything.
Yeah.
Could definitely get that.
Yeah. I'm big on the architecture too, man. I like just getting that. Even just walking around whatever area I'm at, I like to get it to like see the area from that perspective for sure.
I was about to say archaeology for some reason.
Jurassic Park vacation.
New passion of yours.
You said you the clue. To get back to the original question, what if money with no object, man, I'm getting some property and some land in at least 2 different places on the continent.
It's very affordable. I've heard. Like I've heard you can get land in South Africa for a really solid price.
Now here's the thing: affordable is probably still too much for me because I'm poor.
Okay, well, this person told me that they bought, what was it, like 10 acres or maybe 12 acres for $500.
Wow.
Damn.
Now, even if it was 3 acres,
that's still a lot of land.
That's what I'm saying. So say they're exaggerating that and it was more like 3. Well, still, you can sign me up because that's still ridiculous.
If I don't have the $500, and I will still pay that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, make a way to, but that's the thing. I don't need 12 acres. Like 1 acre is enough. Like
one is more than enough.
Yeah.
But then I
want that 3.
Of course. I'll take it.
I'm trying to put gardens on there. I'm trying to get an orchard going or some shit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna do all that shit. I'm not. The first thought I have is, who the fuck is gonna manage this shit?
This is true.
I got it.
Well, if it's just this wild land, you don't really gotta manage it. Don't have
to. I'm over here like, oh, you got an idea? Cool. Let me know you had like, no. You're like, no, I got it. So I would definitely do that, and I just want to spend more time in different places on the continent in general to be able to know what that second place would be.
Yeah.
But I haven't in all of my travels, I've never experienced any place like I've never enjoyed any of the experiences like I had in at least South Africa. So if I could go spend some time in Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, Ghana, like I just want to go spend time in these places so that I can have a better like feeling for the people and all of that kind of stuff. But I just know at least 2 places I want to have some land and some property. Not even because I want that, because in real life I couldn't care less about having land and property now. But you telling me money's no object and I can just have shit? Oh yeah, like give me some shit that's gonna help me accrue some wealth, and that I could just go to and I can show up because I know it's being taken care of. I get progress reports every 2 weeks. That's fine.
Makes sense.
You show up and everybody's like, yes, we've done it. It's like coming out like, we've been working diligently. You're like, all right, maintain my shit.
Videos in real time. I don't want no pictures of something that don't exist.
They come around the corner like, oh shit, Josh. Yeah, everybody's spitting out their cigarettes and shit. Holy shit, he's
So I guess for me though, like when I say retirement, I'm more so meant like you're over there. Like you're not. I'm not saying you can't come back per se, but like the idea is like 90% of the time you're basically,
because you love it so much.
Did y'all do that? Yeah. Like, or do you think you do that? We don't know.
I think I would do it, but I think the only thought actually for me is my family here.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we got so much technology. I mean, look at us. We're not in the same place. We got so much technology. Like I don't need to see you every day.
I mean, Russell, you're where right now? The North Pole?
I'm actually on the space station right now.
The signal's incredible.
Hey, right by the satellite.
Russell out here with the Lord.
Yeah, it's like,
He is risen.
Oh man. Yeah. My man is being powered by the full force of the universe. Oh man.
That's the future right there.
Yeah.
Airspace.
Airspace.
Man, look, y'all can focus on that. What I really want to do is get a electric vehicle charging station. Not like a single station, but I mean like instead of a gas station, I want like multiple
having a
charging
whole
stations.
station?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's lucrative.
It is.
That's what's up.
I wonder what companies, and I'll get back on subject, but I bet you there's some companies that we always hear like, if you would have invested $10,000 in 2006, you would have been like. I wonder what companies are that like right now, like that are in that kind of.
I wish too.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot.
Because there's always something like that. You just never know which one it is. I mean, I don't have $10,000 to invest in anything, but
it's somebody in Stanford right now coming up with creating some shit.
Public, they already doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, you ain't even got to look that far. I got 2 students that are from Gary that are starting a company. I think it's partial cybersecurity, but it has to do with this whole not necessarily crypto, but like this whole electric money circuit that's about to kick in. Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
So there's a lot of companies like that, and I'm not gonna front and say like I use it all the time, but if you use Robinhood and you just find one that gives you suggested companies that you can look at. Yeah. And the ones that are cheap. Point. I mean, you can buy partial shares, you can buy a full share, But definitely, like you said, if you would have had $10,000, at a point you ain't got $10,000.
Yeah, it was like I was in junior high school.
That's true, man. Like there's still a certain amount that makes a significant difference.
Yeah, Yeah, I wonder what. I know there's like some electric car companies that's up and coming. Like I know there's one I've been seeing a lot of.
Starts with an R.
trucks.
Yeah, Rivian or Rivian. I've been seeing them kind of more frequent. I was following them before I even saw them on the road for years. And then I saw the price tag, and then I unfollowed them. Like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, somebody blew past me the other day on the highway. One of those. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I like them though. They're very different looking.
Futuristic looking.
Yeah, it's like they're futuristic, but not like to the extreme. Like they're not trying to do too much, like the Cybertruck.
Agreed, bro. I'm still trying to figure out where I would actually choose to retire, man. Like there's, and why, of course. Like there's, I feel like our instinct is to go with a place that you've been, obviously, like versus a place that you want to go and only heard things but never experienced anything.
Hey, well, we know what the Midwest is like. Just somewhere warm.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, I guess this is part of the U.S., like the Virgin Islands. I could definitely do that there. But like the downside there is things are slow. So if you want to get maintenance or something done, it might take 3 weeks and they just go at their pace. It's like, deal with the fact that you ain't got no water right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be mindful of that. And I'm not like super wasting water right now, but I wouldn't want to have to, if shit did hit the fan and they get hit by storm, like hurricanes.
I was going to say,
That's the thought. I would want to be deep inland, if there's someplace I really want to settle down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking like architecture. So like I feel there's a language barrier, of course. Like I would pick like Italy or France because I can like be inland or by the water. But the language barrier. But I'm assuming if I'm retiring there, I'm planning on learning some shit. Obviously.
But how many places don't speak English though?
Yeah, they don't speak English at all in them type of places.
Okay.
Wait, where?
In France?
You talking about like off the coast of France or Italy?
Yeah. I was right off. I mean, well, it depends. Like Nîmes is right off the coast of the Mediterranean, and it's popular enough that people speak English a good amount because it gets enough tourism. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, we were in a place that was an hour from there, and if I didn't know a little bit, you ain't buying shit. You're screwed. You know.
I hope they get mad
Give me
at
that.
you if you
Yeah, I
like.
did a lot of pointing, bro. I did a lot of pointing.
My bad, Marcus. Go ahead, bro.
No, I said I heard they get mad if you don't know their language, but they know how to speak English, but they just like snob.
I think it's like if you don't try, it's like it's more so like if you like just like I know you speak English, so you just bust out with the English.
Yeah. You look like the ignorant English American.
I know you speak my language, Joe. Like I'm not about to try you. That's your language. Speak what I want.
What I can say is that I didn't have that experience, man. Like everybody did tell me that going in, and we spent 3 months there, and like 3 weeks in Paris, and then the rest in like just a small town. And I never had that experience, you know.
I'm so folks, on all these stories that just happened.
That's the flex.
Say it again. No, I'm just saying.
Of the show right
there. I mean, 3 months is a large sample size, so I mean, I think that's good enough to debunk that. That it's probably happened to somebody, I'm sure, but
but it doesn't make it the whole culture.
Yeah. But I'm, maybe we fucking lucked out. But I feel like we went to enough places. Like it wasn't like we ate out enough, and I was struggling. But after that first month, I knew how to at least order food. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Yeah. So it made it a little bit easier. But so I think I would pick, because I've never been to London, but I think that would be cool. But I think I'd probably pick France or Italy. But they're cold as fuck in the winter, so that kind of stinks. But for the architect alone, just walking the architect is incredible, man. And I love the food. That's a big thing for traveling for me. Enjoying some good food.
Am I speaking fucking up, or did you say the architect alone?
He did.
Architecture. I'm sorry. Yeah, architecture.
We wasn't gonna call you out. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
I was like, yo.
I was thinking of myself like viewing it as an architect, but the architecture alone will get me. Yeah.
So you all have been overseas? Have you all been overseas?
Yes. I don't know.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah. All right, so check me out. Yeah. Have you all, Aaron, you mentioned food, and I'm thinking, like, have you all had any bad experiences, not just with like a certain dish, but hey, my body is not regulated to this food, and it's been a problem.
Yes.
What was that like?
Let somebody else go real quick so I don't fuck up again.
When I travel any place in the States, I stick to what I know. Like, if I can't, I explore, but not too much. Like,
I see.
I can identify what's there.
I mean, yeah, because I think the only bad one I had was South Africa, and it was because I had some chicken at a music festival that was cooked outside the grill at like 12:30 in the morning. So I was like, it probably wasn't a great choice. And so it just wasn't cooked all the way through. And so it fucked me up, but blessedly I had my charcoal. Otherwise,
activated charcoal, folks. That's a lifesaver.
It is. What was it? The whole time I was in China, I didn't even know what the fuck I was eating most of the time.
Yeah.
Like we would ask the translator, like, yo, what is this? She'd be like, meat. Like, well, obviously.
I'm sure Adam got some good ones too.
COVID-17. But honestly, I thought that I have had experiences like that, but I actually haven't. Like, for me, the worst I would say was I didn't ingest anything. At least I don't think I did. But when I was in Vietnam, I saw a rat in the restaurant I was in. Like, but I was like, I mean, I already ate 80% of my food, so I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna just finish eating. Like,
it obviously tasted good enough.
Yeah, like I mean,
what the fuck you gonna do
when in Rome?
Stop eating. I fucking know. Stop eating. Order some noodles.
Like
plain buttered noodles.
Like Vietnam is definitely like it's definitely rough around the edges. It's because it's not as developed for tourism like say Thailand is. It's still kind of new, so like it's definitely rougher. But I honestly like that about places like I don't know, because like we'll like see that part of places and experience that, but then we'll still stay in nicer places in part of the vacation, maybe not the whole time, but we'll like try to mix it up where we're like seeing different things. But that was definitely interesting. And there's been a lot of times when like you'll try food that I've tried food that looks like it would be good, and then you taste it and it tastes nothing like how it looks like it, like you, because like like in America, like even if you haven't tried something, you can guess how it's gonna taste, and you're like
because of how it smells.
Yeah,
that shit fucked me up with China. Not a single thing I ate tasted like how it smelled.
Yeah,
and it was the most confusing shit I've experienced in my fucking life.
What even desserts?
You say what?
Even desserts?
Desserts didn't have a smell.
Okay.
Because I don't even know that I had that many. Like they had sweet things, but they were usually like pre-packaged or whatnot. Like pretty much, this was every meal in China. Lazy Susan in the middle of a big table. They're gonna bring out like 16 different dishes.
What is it called? What's the idea of that called? It's like late lunch. There's a fuck, what is it called? I can't think of it, damn. But it's like that's the whole idea where it's like late lunch or something, but there's a word for it where they bring out a bunch of different samples of stuff. Yeah, forgot what it's
pretty
called.
much like every meal. They brought out like 16 to 20 different things, and you got a little bit of everything. And to make sure that you didn't leave like hungry, once everything was gone, they brought out like 2 big ass bowls of white rice and some fucking watermelon.
Dim sum. That's what it's called. Dim sum. There we
go.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so was it like sticky rice?
Yeah, like sticky white rice. They were like, the rice is to like finish it off to make sure you're like not still necessarily hungry, but because you would eat so many different things, you'd realize you didn't eat that much, but you weren't hungry.
Yeah. Which is actually a good thing. It's a nice like balance to a buffet.
Yeah. It almost kind of like tricks your brain into because so many different flavors and all that kind of stuff. It tricks your brain into thinking that you ate a lot, but you didn't.
Rice get you full.
Yeah, the rice is there to like make sure like, all right, you're not gonna be hungry in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I had I think a lot. The only place outside of the US that wasn't, didn't have Western food was Bali that I've actually been to. And I'm kind of like Adam and Josh where I wanted to, like we spent part of the time in like the actual more, I guess you could say, more authentic Bali experience, and then we spent the other half at like the fancy resort or hotel or whatever, where most of the folks take all their pictures on Instagram and all that shit. You think, and they say they're in Bali, but they're really like right outside a gigantic hotel, whereas the fucking McDonald's a block away. Like all the American shit. I wanted like a legit experience, so we actually stayed in somebody's hostel, like I guess you can call it
like a homestay.
It's like a guest room type thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Airbnb.
Which is really, really cool. And that's actually the place where I blew out the lights in the middle of the night because I was trying to shave. I was trying to shave my face. You remember that? Yeah. But they gave us I want an authentic vegetarian meal, and that meant, so Nat and I have been doing really good, but that meant that I didn't think about it. We had been like brushing our teeth with bottled water and everything, but they get the authentic shit. They washed the food in their water. So that fucked me up, of course. But I was like trying the food, and we had a tour guide at the time because we wanted him to like show us the legit shit. And he was like, "This one's pretty spicy." I'm like, "Yeah, I want the legit shit." And it tore me. I ate it all, but it tore me the fuck up, man. It tore me up. I was not ready.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't know what it was, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And then the next dish I had after, what they do is like they give you something really hot, and it was like this cold dessert where it's like a bunch of ice and shit. But like it had like a spice and almost like a honey spice mix. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Got that spicy honey ice?
Bro, that shit fucked. I think Nat had like a video of me like sweating, saying I'm good. I put some shades on so you couldn't see me crying.
Do y'all make it a point to in these excursions I don't know if I want to ask this because Russell, you can't necessarily contribute.
I'm a fantasize.
But like, do you go to like American franchises to see what's different in the international one? So, like, example, China, we went to a McDonald's, they were selling like fried chicken and it had like green flakes on it. I don't know if it was parsley. I just know it was green flakes on the chicken for some reason, like visible green flakes. Almost look like Christmas confetti.
Yeah, I definitely do that. Particularly with McDonald's. But I've done it with McDonald's and South Korea loves chicken, so they have a lot of Kentucky Fried Chickens there.
Yeah.
I went there a lot. Not a lot, but I went there a few times in Korea. But mainly McDonald's is the one I would try to do that with, just because I'm curious what they're gonna have. Like I've had like wings from somewhere. I think I don't know. I think it's Thailand where they had like chicken wings or something like that, and like wasabi sauce. But you know what? Just to answer the question real quick. I mean, it's probably an obvious answer, but I definitely would retire overseas. As far as where though, like Aaron said, you know, you're probably more inclined to pick somewhere you've been before. So like for me, it would probably be, there's a good chance it would be Thailand actually, but like probably up north in the mountains somewhere where it's a lot less going on. And then if I ever wanted to go to the city, go to Bangkok or Chiang Mai, I think the other one is. Yeah. But then there's a part of me that I can't help but bring up Korea, although I know the winters would suck because it's cold just like here and it snows. But the thing that I like about Korea that I haven't been able to really find in any other place is that although it's a population of so many people, it's like 10 million people there. You could still go to a park and can be completely by yourself, and you could turn around and completely 360 degrees and like literally peacefully read a book. In the
is
one
that because the park is so big?
Yeah. Well, they have they have so many of them, but then they're so massive as well. Like that's like there's this one called Hanul Park. It's like translates to Sunset Park, and they actually transformed a landfill into a park. So, which doesn't sound, that's inviting.
Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But when you see it, it's the best. It's the best park I've ever been to. Like, and it's massive because it was a landfill. And because it was landfill, it's high up. So you can walk to the stairs, which I did the first time, not realizing how many stairs it actually was. And that was the last time I ever took the stairs. No, but there's like a trolley that goes up there. And the fact that there was a trolley should have let me know how many stairs it was. Like, the fact that that's the option.
Accepted the challenge.
So you gotta take it. You gotta do it from the beginning. You can't go halfway up the stairs.
Once you start, you might as well just keep going. I wish I remember how many it was. I want to say it was like 250 or something like that. But anyway, so you take the little trolley up there, and like I say, it's a landfill, so it's on top of everything. And then you see this. And when you walk to like the far, I don't know, I'm gonna say the north side of the park, there's this view, this outlook of the city, Seoul, whatever, and you see the river. It's called the Han River, and it's like all of these. I don't know. It's crazy. Honestly, it's a ridiculous view, and then the sun sets. It's just like, and they have so many. Now that park actually does get crowded in that area because everybody's there to see the sunset. But you could go up there midday and walk down one of the paths and just completely chill out and be by yourself, and that's what I like doing. Is and living out here in the suburbs, every park you go to, there's like 20 cars, even when it's like 25 degrees outside. Like, they're like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all just walking around in the cold. Like, it's never anywhere to go by yourself around here. So it's like that means, and I'm not saying you need to go all the way to Korea to get that, but it was nice being able to do whatever I wanted to do. Like anything that I had interest in doing, you can do for a affordable price. So that's what I love about Korea so much. It's just everything I'm interested in, they have. It's affordable. People are nice. I don't have to worry about getting robbed at night. It's like, it has everything. The only thing I don't care about is the weather. That's the only thing, so
Sounds like you found your place to retire overseas.
I mean, if I could do it, I would. I don't know if Korea. I'm about to say Korea. I don't know if Kirsten would be on board for that, but I mean, like, because she would be down to stay, but I don't know if she would be down to stay like just indefinitely. You know,
Right.
I would. I definitely would. Yeah.
Isn't it always interesting, man, how most people's experience with like going someplace that they've been, like a popular place in the States whenever they go overseas, like it's usually McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Restaurant, yeah.
Even
Like,
in places you don't think you're going to see them, like, really? Like, okay.
Yeah. I found one in Nat and I went to one in Switzerland, and it's the only place I saw a veggie wrap. It was like a vegan or something wrap. And I was like, there's nowhere else I'm going to find this fucking vegan wrap. I got to try this shit, man. And it was average as fuck.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It was average as fuck, man.
So before we get out of here, Russell, our esteemed guest, teacher extraordinaire, calculating for the kids.
You got it. Yeah.
Tell us, man. You know, it's been a while. We've been out of school for now. What is this?
Don't say it. Don't say it. Just a couple days. We've been out for a couple days. That's all.
Tell us, in this life of your mid-30s, what's something that you're grateful for since high school? What's something that you have been challenged by and overcame? And what's something that you're still challenged with?
Man, I wish I would have had these questions beforehand.
Too bad. I just thought of them right now.
Let's see. You said something I'm grateful for, right?
Yes.
I'm grateful for all the experiences that we had as kids that I, kind of took for granted. Like a lot of stuff we did. That's my brother-in-law. A lot of stuff we did. Just the traveling, the performing. While we were in it, I never thought about how much, we were open to and how much we experienced. And looking back on it, like, yo, we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That everybody didn't get to do, but it was normalized.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very grateful for that. You talked about challenges. A challenge I had to overcome, and it was one of them.
A challenge that you're still dealing with.
Okay. I had to overcome. I'll tell you about. This was with school. I've learned it now, but at Emerson, everything came kind of easy in terms of school. Like, I wasn't a good student, and I keep a rule with my students. They know I was not a good student, and I didn't know how to study, and those are things that shocked me in college. So, like, with math in particular, things just clicked for me. And for me, it was like, yo, if it didn't click, I didn't need to know it. So let's go play basketball. I got my C, I got my B. So I've overcome that. Now I know how to learn what I want to learn and achieve what I want to achieve. It may take a little longer than others, may be quicker than others, but I've learned I'm pretty good at it. So that's something I've overcome. And then something I'm still working on. I was actually thinking about this earlier today. I have a lot of, I don't want to say fear, maybe anxiety about being outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you get used to being on stage. I love performing. But every time we stepped on stage, every time we went to a new place and had to meet people, every girl I tried to talk to, that's all been, I always psych myself up. All the trash I talk is not just for the outside, it's for me too. So that's something, like, I don't know if you all ever knew that about me. All the experiences that we've had, all the times where it seemed like, oh, Russell just went for something. That's always been let me internally push myself to do something. So, like, there's so many things that I've shared with people that are like, oh, you've had this exciting life. And I'm like, yo, it's just me living. There's so much more I want to do that I have to convince myself to do. So that's something that's a constant internal battle. And I was listening to you all earlier on one of the podcasts where you were talking about putting your art out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam, you were saying it was easy to put out content. And for me, it's like, yo, I think we all partially at some point think about what is someone else going to say about this, and that's the factor that I have to always overcome. Like, I imagine scenarios in my head, like of different people saying different things and what I would say in response, or how I could describe, hey, this is what I was trying to do. This is what it came out to be, and be happy that you got to see because I'm the stuff. So like, these are the things that go on with me. That's what I'm always working toward. And I won't write any more essays, so I'll turn it over to you all.
That was good. That was wonderful.
What's up?
This the interview segment.
Yeah.
Hey, what you was talking about, like learning new things and finding out how you do that. So what would you say is your, like, what's your method of learning things? How do you teach yourself things?
So I always knew it was like repetition. Like, whatever I want to do, I have to do it repeatedly. And even more so, I have to read. Like, I was not, although I'm a good reader, I don't particularly care for reading. And I'll say in college, studying engineering was for money. Don't do anything for the money. But I learned then, like, you have to, you can't just do math. You got to understand why you're doing the math. So I had to read, books like, this is why you did this versus, the professor did it, that's why I should do it. So I learned, like, I got to read and have an understanding of why I'm doing something. And not just internally, like, I want this, but hey, these are the steps that you got to take, and here's why. And that has helped me tremendously in terms of understanding and learning anything, whether it's music. I haven't mastered any languages, but, learning languages. We talked about cars earlier. Like, that's something I'm actually dealing with, programming for electric vehicles. And I wasn't a strong coder. It took a minute for me to get coding down. But once you got it, you got it. And once you can teach it, you really got it. So repetition, and then that extra learning comes in when you try to help somebody else as well.
Oof, my man gave us a gang of clips. There we go. Just spitting them gems.
That's really interesting that you said that. It's about the math part, when you're like, you got to know why you're doing it. Like, so many, as a student, like they give us so much work. It's like, do this, do that, do this. And it's like, how does this relate to, like, we don't, I mean, obviously you could figure, you were able to learn, like, and figure out why you were learning it. But a lot of professors they don't go that deep into it. It's just like, This is what you're supposed to be reading. This is what you're supposed to write about. Okay, do it. And it's like, okay, but so that's cool that that, and it's cool that you're actually an instructor yourself, so you can actually pass that along to students, because a lot of students don't know, they don't get that insight. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, man. That was great.
For sure.
Yeah. You off the hot seat.
wanted to make sure one, we gave you that space and that platform to be able to let the people know who you are a little better. Because me and Russ go back to what is that? Second grade.
That was when
we started. Did we start at the same time?
So that's the mystery, man. Like, I remember starting together, but you and my mother have told me, like, no, that's not the case. But in my memory,
because I think you started in first, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It was second.
So then we started.
Look, so talk about anxiety real quick. I've always had the mentality, like, I don't know enough. I started dancing to play basketball.
I remember.
Like, my cousin told me, hey, the basketball team is going to be doing dance after school. So I'm like, if I do this, I better get on the team better, right? But even then, in second grade, as a 7-year-old, I'm thinking to myself, like, all these other kids are so much better at basketball. There's no way I can catch up and be on the team. So, like, that's the mentality I've had to overcome with everything. Like, I am good enough, and I'm going to show you. But yeah, it was second grade. And I don't remember me being there before you, but that's what I've been told. But the memory is just not there like that.
That's real. So yeah, second grade, me and Russell started together in the Banneker dance troupe, which I never call anything else a troupe because I'm clear about what the fuck a troupe is.
I never thought about that tonight.
Written by Tony Washington Simpson. Shout out to Miss Tony. But yeah, man, me and Russell been through a whole lot, and I often think about what dance was for me growing up and how it would have been so much different if I didn't have you there specifically.
Oh yeah, friendship was definitely held us there.
Yeah. Because even when you think about like all the turmoil, the craziness, and teachers choking out students, all the things that happen in that facility.
Wait, what?
Story for another day.
All things that, man, I know I've told you this personally, so I have even less inhibitions by telling you on a public platform. But thank you, man. Thank you for the friendship. Thank you for the camaraderie. Thank you for the brotherhood, and thank you for being the person you are. Because I know you're saying that you had all this confidence and everything to tell yourself, but as a person who did not have any confidence growing up, the hilarity of seeing you unabashedly just put yourself out there all the time.
Exactly.
It was really inspiring, and like, because I would always go, I don't know where the fuck this nigga Russell got all this goddamn confidence from. I roast this nigga daily, and somehow his head is held so high.
Hey, they say fake it till you make it, yo. Look, I gotta put myself at the top till I'm at the top, shoot.
And you know, it's one of the things where you know, like in adulthood, we can see the ethos of a lot of the kids we grew up, personality and whatnot, but you never use it to the detriment of others. How others may have used their confidence or their like social plight or what have you to, you know, put down as you was always like, nah, I'm a pretty motherfucker and I get bitches. So
yeah, this is
thank
true.
you, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for being the person that you are. And until next time, this has been a good one, fellas.
Hey, thank you guys. Love you all.
Last thoughts.
Yo, I want to thank Russell for throwing the best childhood parties. His family. That's no parties, man. Kid parties.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is true. I guess I could say
how you do that. How you
Man, you know, it's really crazy that you even say that exact thing, because I'm telling you, like, it was really like 5 days ago, I was looking in the backyard thinking like, man, I remember having everybody over, and I'm telling you, like, that anxiety is a killer, because in my mind it's always like, who's gonna come? Is anybody gonna be there? And you know, I look back finally on those memories like, yo, I had people around me who cared, and you know, we're just kids, but those things last with you.
Yeah, they make it.
I could tell your family made it a point to have, you know, your friends surround you at them parties and stuff like that, and make them moments memorable. So that, for real though, like I respect that. I honor that.
Thank you.
Those moments, those memories and stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to your mom. Your mom was pivotal in a lot of things of our childhood, for sure.
Yeah.
And biggest shout out to Russell for missing that layup when me, Aaron, Russell, and Cody played to 100. So that
we could have had the W. We could have had a story to tell forever, Russell. We could have had a story to tell forever.
Nah. You're not gonna leave me with that.
Instead, I wait for someone else to tell it.
I told Aaron to score. Like, look, I'm not scoring. You got to score. He just keep giving me the ball. Like, bro, it's not falling for me, man.
I stole the ball. You right by the rim. You wide open. What you do?
You're open.
I thought we had the championship. I thought we had the championship in our hands. What you mean? I did my job.
Me and Cody should not have won that game. Oh, shit.
So what happened? You passed the ball, or did you miss?
I don't even remember missing, but I know I was missing a lot. Like, for me, I could shoot jump shots. I could shoot threes before I could make wide open layups. So, Give me the ball at the rim. I don't know why you would do that. Give me the ball outside. Cool, we're gonna knock it down. But I don't know why you would risk a game like that.
My memory sucks, but I remember this shit distinctly. Score was 97-98. We have the ball.
Game.
Yeah.
We have the ball. It's me and Cody. Cody is a solid 3'2". and Cody don't shoot nothing but jump shots. And so Aaron steals the ball from Cody. I wasn't even paying attention to Russell. He throws it to Russell. Russell's wide open. Aaron is walking away, going, "It's over. We won this. Fuck y'all." Like, he's talking cad shit. All you hear is ka-thoink. I run, grab the ball, throw it to Cody. Aaron's like, "Oh, what the fuck is happening?" Cody throws up that 3. I run down the block crying, laughing because there's no reason we should have won that game.
That's funny.
Oh, man. And I will never let you live that down. I have put this on a international platform that is our podcast. And everywhere you go, every person you connect with, and every conversation you have, we encourage, empower, and implore you to always be forthright, be vulnerable, and do your giggity goddamn best to be Russell Tellum.
Right on. Honest.
Oh!
Yes, yes.
That's the orgasm.
All right,
Peace, world. Thanks for listening. And whenever you go somewhere new, just look at the architect. Make sure you get a good shot at the architect.
Hey, y'all stay safe, all right?
You
Check out that archaeology.
brother.
In the eyes of my brother,
Peace.
without shedding a tear for my brother. I really wanna try for my brother, 'cause I truly do feel for my brother.